Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CRUST. I do hope you're having a wonderful day today. We're putting in some new, bigger, fancier solar panels. I got all my drones doing their thing. These ones are the medium solar panels. We'll just go ahead and kick ourselves back out there. So the small ones are right here. They got the small solar panels here. And then we have the medium ones here. And these ones can generate up to 75 power. These ones can do 30, which means these are better than twice of these. We also have this metric up here, CPU capacity, and these are used for functioning modules and drones. And the more modules you have on your base, the more CPU capacity you are using up, and you can eventually max that out. So to get more of that, we're going to need to, of course, research things that can help us with that. I believe it's in the fundamental tree somewhere in here, I forget, but it might be social. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, there you go. Complex is installed indoors and increases CPU power to allow control of more modules and units. So we will need the data centers and stuff, and then that's all part of people coming to the moon. All right. Speaking of people coming to the moon, we're doing this because our power is abysmal. I have, this has worked. This whole process of shutting a lot of stuff down, that can work to extend our battery life just for tonight until we get these medium panels up. One of the things I want to do in this video is I really want to find titanium, right? It's needed. It's desperately needed, and it's got to be around here somewhere. The game would not spawn a map for me without having some sort of titanium in here. So I'm just, going through, opening up some various different things here, opening up this area back here. And then once the sun comes back up and we have, sufficient power, we will then be able to start scanning again. That's really going to be really good. So it looks like we need to get more going with green science. So how about we go ahead and grab the online market? That's something we can probably do. And then we now also have access to, I forget where it is. It's upstairs, I think, up on the surface here. It is the landing platform, wherever it is, right here. We want to get access to the landing platform as well, too, because we would like to, at least I would like to, show you and engage in trade. I think would be a very good idea to engage in commerce, right? And we have to take a look at the global market in order to do that. So, our objective, right, is to get people here, a place to live, which means we need to lay out a room of the required size. And so I would like to know where titanium is before I do that. And here are the medium panels right here, right next to the small panels. So they are definitely larger, right? We also have the cargo truck has just arrived. So let's go ahead and tell it where to land. We'll just pop it right there. And it will go ahead and stop here and unload all of its cargo in that spot. Let's take a look at the map really quick. So we are currently, we're currently researching that observatory right now. Let's go ahead and see what that's about. There we go. Aliguo 4. Aliguo is the automated laser interferometric gravitational wave observatory. Wow, that's a mouthful. A network of 5 observatories was constructed on the moon with the active participation from CRUST between 2083 and 2089. The primary goal of the project is to detect and study gravitational waves of cosmic origin. The observatories are located thousands of kilometers apart from each other, enabling researchers to determine where the gravitational signal is originating. The observatory was damaged by an explosion, but there may be some valuable equipment or data regarding the nature of the recent disaster. Perhaps it's worth sending a rover with drones to investigate. Okay, so that is an expedition, right? And we probably can't do anymore. The first one is something that's like part of the story and it just has you do it. But I think all the other ones here now require, right here, Expedition Center working. So we cannot send this truck to this area because doing so, we will not be able to check this box. Even if I say, yes, send the drones, I can't check this box. I don't have an Expedition Center. So we will not be able to do that. So Aliguo is going to just sit by and that's it. We're going to come down here to the unknown find next, I think. Yeah, because we have the battery to make that travel, make that journey. So that is what we will do now. Okay, since it is daytime, we can turn this back on. We can turn this back on. Very important building. Let's turn this back on. And I need to make... Yep. Dropping off a lot of regolith here, which is good. Let's turn this back on. And then let's also reconnect this There we go. All right, so what I think I want to do here, I'm going to make a second pressing module because we're going to be low on concrete if I don't. So we're going to go with pressing module right here. And God, it'd be nice to just put it right here, you know. I guess we'll just stick it right here. That's probably fine too. And then we'll make sure that's connected like that. And then we're also going to want to go ahead and make this come around. Yeah, we'll just do it to there. That's fine. And so it's going to enable us to get even more smart concrete out of the regolith that's already being gathered right here. It's a good thing. Let's go ahead and connect that up. Here we go. Okay. So those solar panels above are doing great work for us. It's awesome. Now, I have a lot of steel and a lot of silicon. I could get even more power, but let's just see whether or not this surplus is enough to fill the battery during the day when it's nearly completely empty, right? So, I mean, we actually have additional capacity now too. I've added 5 additional batteries up here as well. So we should be good to go on the night now, I think. So because we're good to go now, can we please find titanium? That is the only thing I care about right now, is finding titanium so that I can work with it. Come on, tell me where it is, please. Yes! I don't know why I didn't get that before. Did I just barely miss that? I must have just barely missed that before. Let's go this direction. Just see what's over there. Ooh, there's water there too. Okay, so the second thing I'm trying to figure out while I'm doing all this is, where is this base going to go? And it was going to be here, but since titanium is here, and this is like where iron is coming in, there's another iron source right there. Even though there's ice here, right? It's good to have water here, but I'm thinking probably we're going to have manufacturing here instead, just because of where that iron is located. So, I've been looking for an alternative location, and we have H2O over here. I don't really know exactly how high quality that H2O is, but I'm assuming it's some pretty high quality H2O. Okay, so there's more silicon on this side. So silicon-based industries on this side makes sense. Iron and titanium and steel, all that stuff. Industries over here makes sense. So far, I don't see anything over here. Let's do one more check on this side, see if there's anything on this side I might have missed. Aluminum and more silicon here. Okay. I think we can make this work, I think. I want to, yeah, let's just cut this whole part here out, as well as this part here, to get access to that water. And we're going to have the drillers really focus on this. We're going to make the base right here. This is going to be our first place for colonists to be, right here. Let's maybe not cut this little bit here. Let's leave this wall here just for the character of it all. I want to leave that wall right there. Let's maybe go like, yeah. Is that what we want to do? I think we're going to do that. We have 5 driller bots, which is great. Do we want more drillers? I think so. I think I want to have the ability to at least have more drillers if I choose to. So why don't we put this here temporarily? Well, it might end up being more permanent, but let's just put that there as well. And we can now have up to 10 driller bots if we want to. So if there's a reason to really drill hard, then we'll do it. To titanium right here, we definitely want that cut out because I want to start working that right now. So let's also make that a high priority as well. And then we will go ahead and get even more driller bots. Beautiful. All right, so because we have titanium here, and honestly, I really don't need the extractor. We can just do driller bots for now because we have the extra bots now. What I think I'll do is I want to set up the components. I want to start making components. I want to start making steel, titanium plates and all those things, right? So the first thing to look at is where's the smelting furnace. Where's the smelting furnace going to go? Maybe we work backwards. If the source of iron that's going into storage is here, then we can make this whip up and go that way because the titanium is being sourced from this side. We could also have the components made here and allow this to all wrap around into this area. Once we get the multi-regolith refinery done, we're going to redo a lot of our factories anyway. We're going to kind of redo everything around that structure. It's a very expensive building to create. I don't even know if it'll allow me to show that without, yeah, it should allow me to show all of it right here. So you can see the cost of making this, right? Specifically the cost in microchips, microprocessors, whatever that is. in components. It's a very expensive building to make. It costs 28 power and 5 compute units to actually have. But so it costs as much compute as 5 of these single ones, which is a little bit interesting considering it's supposed to be a building that is more efficient, and yet it can only process 4 materials when the single regolith, 5 of these would be able to do 5 materials, right? But the thing about this is it takes up a lot less space. You can shove all of your regolith into a single machine and have it spit out everything that is there. In other words, you're not wasting any resources. So that's a very good thing, and we want to capitalize on that too. So we're going to be reorganizing a lot of stuff down here once we get that anyway. But well, once we get that, and we also have a good amount of building materials in storage, because when I tear all this stuff down, I will lose little bits of those resources as we do, and then I have to rebuild them up. So I need to have a little bit of extra in storage as we go. Anyway, let's work backwards on this. Do I have components? Not yet. Components factory. How far along are we on that research? Oh, we're almost done. 0.8 days. Okay. So as soon as that's done, we'll probably place it. I could put it here. It might get in the way of having a second single regolith refinery. So we may need a second one at some point. So maybe I place it here instead. The idea is I want my components to be close to the door, so that I can bring them upstairs when needed. I want a lot of my resources to eventually end up either close to the door or end up on the surface through elevators. And usually that is probably the better way to go. But if you, again, once we have the multi-regolith refinery, we can kind of figure out exactly what we want to do above the surface. We can start clearing out a lot of this debris once we get that research done. And then a lot of the machines and a lot of the storages and stuff can be up here instead, which is a lot more convenient for delivering, especially if we're talking about contracts and stuff with the market, which is exactly what I'd love to talk about, is this market as soon as I get it. Okay. So once that research is done, we're at 99, 100%. I want to see the spacing on that. Research is complete. So give me components factory. So if titanium is being kicked out in this direction, and I think it probably will be, we're going to leave space for another regolith refinery, I think. Maybe we could probably just put it on this side, right? That would make more sense. Maybe not. We kind of want it to go into there, right? So if we put the other regolith refiner, if we need a second one, we put it there. Just move the pole. And then that would actually be fine, I think. So we could put this, let's say, right here. The only problem with that is that I have to go underground to get underneath this. I can also move the belt to just go like that too. Yeah. All right, I think I'm happy with it for now. I think I'm happy with the idea of this for now anyway. So let's put this here. We'll go ahead and put the components factory right here. We'll flip it so that the iron comes in on that side. And we'll have this be, let's say, right here for now. It's an okay spot for it. Okay, so given that that's happening, we're going to want this storage is then going to bleed into here and pop all of its iron into this slot over here. And I don't really want to have a huge reserve. So I kind of wanted to keep this machine and stuff close to the source for iron. So if I was to take, let's say, this belt and go in here, it only gives me a belt that long. So the amount of stuff that's just sitting on the belt waiting would only be that long. I think I like that idea. I also like to get this straight on if I could. Thank you. There we go. So we'll build that. And now the iron will flow out of this and queue up there. So titanium being here, we're going to want to get this processed. So let's, again, we'll work backwards here just a little bit here. So the rolling mill is going to take the titanium and make plates. This is separate from the titanium that's going into this machine. So that can go this way. So the rolling mill will go this way. So let's say we go... and aluminum is a building resource too. So, I mean, getting it close to the door is a better idea. But all of these resources, silicon, the steel, these building resources, they're all going to eventually go to the surface anyway. And if they're all in this general area, they can all originate from the same point. That's fine. Plus, again, we're going to be redoing this stuff anyway, so it's not a big deal. Let's place it here, I think. We're going to have a storage right here for that steel. So the steel plates are all going to end up in here. Okay. All right. Or no, sorry, the titanium plates will end up in there. Okay. Next, since we've gone that far, let's go into our single regolith refinery for now. We need a place for this to go, and the slag for now, I think probably is just going to get stored in here, and we'll move it somewhere else later, I guess. We can move underneath as well. Again, we're redoing everything. So I'm going to place this right here, I think. It seems like a fine place for it. And then that titanium needs to go after being created. We're actually looking for one more machine, aren't we? Smelting furnace, yeah. Smelting furnace is first. So we'll put the smelting furnace, I think, right here for now. I probably want it to face this direction. Okay, we're actually going to do this just a little bit differently. We're going to have the smelting furnace angled this direction, and it's going to be as close to this, to the rolling mill, okay? The extractor is going to go this direction, and we'll end up having the single regolith, where is this? The single regolith refinery is just going to be placed here if we end up using this structure and not switching to this before we get to it, which we probably will use this because, again, this is expensive and it takes a bit. So we'll end up having this be over here. And so when it kicks out that resource, it will then go immediately into that, okay? So from there, we're going to have a storage, and this is going to store the titanium, and it is just a little bit too far over, isn't it? Let's put the storage in there first. We're going to go right about like this with the storage. Yeah, about there should be, that should be acceptable. So we'll go about there with the storage, and then the, where is it? The smelting furnace can go right here. All right, so that's going to go right into that. We get our belt. That's going to take it to this side, which will just go like that. And we're doing this, again, with an ability not really to scale it up all that much because we'll be switching it up. I have to reiterate that. I know you think I'm just like repeating myself constantly here, but I will get comments telling me, why not this, why not this, why not this, unless I make it abundantly clear that this is a temporary thing until our finalized equipment is ready. Okay, so this is how we're going to make components. This is how we're going to store the aluminum, and it's how we're going to go ahead and make titanium plates. Now, to actually store a permanent resource for aluminum and not have, titanium, and not have it be always taken by the other machines, we will need a second resource. So I'm just going to place that here, and this is going to be, again, for the titanium, and this will be just this extra bit. All right, so what happens here is all of the stuff kind of gets split off, and it either goes in storage that direction or that direction or that direction. And if for some reason, and I can't imagine this happens, but if for some reason we end up filling this up, you know, then things will start to fill up here. But I can't imagine that happens. It's just an extra little storage. It's not that expensive to build. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's make sure that's titanium. Make sure I didn't actually click the wrong thing. Rolling mill only has one purpose. Components only have one purpose. This will be for components. This will be for the titanium plate. And of course, you are going to be making titanium. Now, you might be thinking, why don't we have the single regolith extractor thing there? Well, to start, we're just going to have the drones pull the oxide directly out of this. So we're not going to bother with that just yet. Utility pole upgrade is done, and we need to have something else that goes green. The ice melter, why not? And then after that, we'll go with fundamentals. Let's see, RTG's not necessary yet. I think I would like the excavation speed upgrade, and then I want the landing platform. We're going to shift that near the top, I think, here. Yes, we're going to make sure that that is here. That way it gets the blue before this one does. Yeah, and I honestly think I need probably the ice melter and the excavation. I think we'll do both of these things before we do the multi-regolith. It's just, I think that's the way I'm going to go with that. Okay, so lots of things to build, right? We have a fraction of hope, it says. The unidentified object has turned out to be a module from an orbital station. The area around it is littered with thousands of small fragments, and the module itself is bent and twisted. Approaching closer and inspecting the debris, the cargo truck's cameras notice a partially faded inscription, Hope 2, RM5. Before the collapse, this was a research module on the Hope 2 station. Apparently, the station sustained such serious damage that the external module detached from the main structure. it's possible to send a cargo truck with a drone for a detailed examination of the module, which we can do once we have the expedition center ready to go, which, I mean, if it's possible to get it, we probably should put it on the schedule, right? We're going to need ventilation. I'm not sure we're going to need ventilation yet. We're only going to have one big room to start. So we maybe hold off on that for a little bit here. I'm looking for smart concrete factory would be huge, actually. Let's get that on the schedule, too. That'd be awesome to have. Because right now we're just using depressing modules, and those are not nearly as effective. Yeah, I mean, we have lots of regolith to go, and we're stocking up on smart concrete, which is a big deal. Okay, so yeah, excavation speed is kind of what I was hoping for this area, and we also have a lot of regolith to do here. Let's see. Let's put a couple. Well, to start off with, I really want this done. So can we have this be a big priority for builders? This thing, everything needs power, of course, too. So we got the utility pole upgrades. So now all of our poles can have 5 connections. And we're going to bring this down, I think, right about here. And we probably could get 1, 2, almost. Can't quite get all of that. Okay, so this will connect there. And then this will connect there. And that will hook everything up to power as we go. Okay, good. So this thing will stock up on its steel. But then once it's full, this stuff will just sit here. And that will allow our steel to accumulate right here. We want to make sure that people can take things out of it. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. So this machine now will get built very quickly, and this is going to make our titanium. So the next thing we need now are some drones to get me that. So since I have a bunch of mining drones, let's go ahead and get 3 of them on this titanium deposit right here. And then they will take this directly here, and then we can start having some of that titanium popped in. It looks like we're getting extra stuff here too. Are you actually mining? Oh, you're just going to kick it to the... Oh, okay. You just put it on the ground. I see. Hey, that's not bad. I was hoping that it wouldn't be wasted. You're just going to put it on the ground. That's very interesting. Can I do something with that? We don't exactly have storage for those specific things. I didn't put that here. So I guess they'll probably just take it directly to this. Well, if I turn it on anyway, they'll take it directly there. Yeah. And then probably here, we want to turn that on too. There we go. So now they can also take it directly to these modules while it's sitting on the ground. Very nice. Okay, it is nighttime, and you can see we are currently pulling 100 power off the battery, but our capacity is 170, and we can last over a month at our current capacity. So we are fine. We are totally fine. Love it. All right, let's get this done. And with this thing being completed, we should now see... Oh, hang on. Are they not gonna... They're not gonna bring it in here? Hang on now. Titanium oxide. Yeah, you guys should be bringing this in here, right? Yeah, they are. There's one in there, so somebody is at least doing it. I think maybe I have too many mining bots. But since this is all cleared out now, I think that's probably fine. We'll pull... we'll take 3 more mining bots out of here so we can have more people carrying things. I think that's probably for the best. There we go. And now we're wasting science points again. Green. We're already full on all the green stuff. So until landing platform gets done, I can't actually put anything else on the schedule. But I was thinking about doing hard rock drilling, but... well, the smart concrete factory just got its 800, so... And... Yeah, I mean, multi-regolith refineries already had it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot I should add. I guess the ice melter's already on the queue, but it's already got its green. We could put medical block in. It takes a huge amount of green science, so we could start working on that instead. I think I like that. Extended trading license would be nice, because now we can get more favorable transactions right away. It takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot of green science to do that, so I could put that on the schedule too, because we'll eventually have that. Do we have the market yet? Yes, we do. Here's our market. Okay, so if you haven't seen the market in this game, it's dynamic based on supply and demand. The more things we inject into the market, the more the prices are going to fluctuate. So if we sell a lot of a good, the prices on the market will drop for that, right? Same thing. If we find ourselves consuming a lot of stuff or needing a lot of stuff that's higher demand for us because we need it more, pricing will go up. You can see a brief pricing history over there on the right. It's a little bit hard to gauge exactly what that is because they work on different scales for different products. So, for example, smart concrete looks like it's huge changes, but in reality, the top is 47 and the bottom here is only, well, actually that's 23. That's a pretty big jump. But see, the distance, the physical distance on the screen is only about 20, 25 units here. To where if I was to go over to something like, say, titanium, the difference between the peak and trough here is substantially larger at 203 here and just 138 here, right? And then if the more valuable these resources are, the bigger skewed this is. So 2384 there and 1603 there. So you have to kind of, depending on product, you have to mouse over these things. I do wish they would put the actual numbers on the side here so I could get a good idea at a glance what the scale of that is, but it's okay. Okay, we are now making our own titanium. Fantastic. And some of it will go this way. And we're going to make sure that they do not take stuff out of this. They only take stuff out of this. Yep. So now that every once in a while, it should go that way or that way or that way. So every third one we create will be stocked and ready for something that needs it for the sake of construction. Okay. That's what we're on about now. And then we'll be able to make this. That's the only thing waiting on this one. And once that titanium is done, then we'll start making out of this too. Now, in order to really start making this a lot faster, of course, the drones bringing this here is a little bit slower than what we'd have. But it saves us having that extra machinery at the moment. Landing platform is done. So let's get something green. I think I'm going to put the extended trading license on there just so we have something that draws green. But I want to put it after more important things like oxygen. So we'll put it after oxygen. So once we get the oxygen done, then it will start working on that. And I'll probably just persistently put that at the bottom. All right, so this is our water. This is what I want for our base. We're going to set up our base here. So room, building, standard wall. We require 15 by 15 cells. So let's say from the back here, let's actually make sure that we're not getting in the way of aluminum. Okay. Kind of want like right here would be pretty good. I think it's a good balance. We're not going to get in the way of any conveyor belts. The aluminum can come straight down. The silicon's out of the way. We have this nice rock wall. We can always expand into all these things as well. So I think that's how I want to play this. We're going to put the room building, I think starting in the back here, and we'll go out about like, let's say here. And maybe not so close to the deposit. Just a little bit further away from the deposit would be probably better. Yeah, 18 by 16 is more than... It's large enough to get what we need to get done. It wants a 15 by 15. We can do an 18 by 15 instead. I think that's acceptable. We'll go ahead and do that. It's going to take 270 steel and 270 concrete, and then we'll go ahead and put the double door in as well, like right here at the front. Go. Okay, so that's our new place.
Provide the drones with materials and complete the construction. Keep a close eye on the supply of steel and concrete and repair modules of the product chains in a timely manner.
I think the music's a little loud, don't you think? We should turn it down. Let's see what the 38. We can turn it down to, let's say, like 26. Let's crank the voices up too. I want to be able to hear them a little bit better, yeah. And you can see for gameplay, I am using streamer mode, so you guys probably have different music than I do, just because I don't want to deal with copyright problems. Yeah. There he goes. All right, cool. So we'll just turn that stuff down. Now we can hear the machinery a lot better and hopefully hear the voices a lot better too. Gosh, we're pulling 130 now, 120. Keeping our power capacity pretty good. Batteries are going to hold through the night. It's great. And then, yeah, I think maybe let's slam one more drone on this. We don't really need to dig anymore. I think we're fine on the digging. And then all this regolith has to get pulled in to be into here now. And I think we want them to deposit it here, but we don't need them to deposit it into the... Yeah, we don't need them to go directly in this. So you should be taking it directly to this bulk storage only every time. So this is full. They're both full. Wow. I would love to make them more efficient. That'd be great. Speaking of making them more efficient, we should do that with the regolith extractor for steel. So we have this. We could spend $25,000 to boost this module and to make it... to kick out more iron, right? So, or more regolith. So you can see the spacing between these two things. If I hit this button,
our operation requires a colossal amount of funds.
There you go.
The budget is stretched to its limits, and there are no new investments in sight. We need to come up with something urgently.
Uh-huh. Well, we're working on it. I got the market now. It's fine. We're going to be able to sell stuff. It's fine.
I have a solution to our problems, Director. We can establish trade with other organizations on the moon.
Yeah.
This way, surplus resources are converted into money, which we currently lack. To send resources, we need a landing platform. And to access the market, we need to research the online market.
I'm already ahead of you, Ledger.
This is why you get paid the big bucks, Ledger.
Yeah.
Great idea. Director, let's get started immediately. Research and construction will take some time.
We're going to put the landing platform, I think, right over here. That's fine. I don't have the landing platform done, but I do have online
Halfway
market.
there, but we still need a landing platform. The sooner we finish building it, the sooner we can make money.
Yep, I know. I'm going to make that a high priority for my drones. They're going to come out here, and they should have more than enough resources to do that. So they'll hopefully pull that out of there. Huh? We got 104 smart concrete in storage. They should be able to handle that. And how are we doing over here? Man, I really need to make this go faster. All right, you know what? I'm convinced that we do need the extractor after all. I didn't want to do it, but I'm convinced we need it. It just has to happen. It's too slow. All right, so we're going to place this. I kind of want to put it back a little bit, give more room for it. So we're going to place this right here on that deposit. And then we'll go in with the single regolith refinery is going to be placed over here like this. And then that pushes that resource into there. All right. So we will go ahead and build this from here to here. And then you will come out from there to there. And that's how we'll play that. Okay. So now all the driller bots will be doing regolith stuff instead. And I probably don't need that many drillers now. So we'll come down to just 2. Let's go ahead and make these things high priority, and we'll get them hooked up to power poles as well. Remember, all this stuff requires compute power. All this stuff requires additional money to put into all these wires and stuff. But, oh, do I not have components? I have 4 components remaining. That is great. Yes, 4 components is fine. And then the landing pad is pretty much done.
Research complete.
Wow, they're just now delivering all that concrete. Okay, drone upgrades, extraction upgrades are done, and now we're on the multi-regolith. I want smart concrete first, if we could, please. I would really like that to happen. I think, I mean, I kind of want everything to be ahead of the multi-regolith refinery, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to restructure everything just yet. Medical block, CPU data center is not quite something I need yet. That's already on the queue. Let's do smelting furnace upgrade would be nice to have. I think so anyway. I have to check how that stuff is working. Elevators, repeaters, expedition control center. Heck yeah.
Everything is ready for trading. To sell your surplus resources, go to the online market section of the control center. Now select market at the top of the screen. You can not only sell missing resources, but also buy them. Since we are currently trying...
Yep, I know, sell tab. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So we don't have a whole lot of titanium, but we can see... we can, if I click this, we should be able to see if we have anything in stock. At least I thought. Oh, this is buy, sell.
If you select an
There we
available
go.
Director, you should carefully monitor
Supply and demand. Yeah, I know. I got this. Okay, so we can see our current supply and storage. Right here we have 0 units, so we can't sell any titanium. We have 175 silicon, we have 65 smart concrete, etc. And we also have 100 rare earth elements, which are worth quite a bit. And the price is not, it's not at its cheapest right now. So we could maybe sell 30 of our rare earth elements. And now we have different cargo pods too. If we select this, standard cargo pod works with 20 days, up to 3,000 tons, and it costs us 1,000 credits to ship with that. So that's an inherent cost of doing business there. Larger cargo pods can handle 9,000 tons, but cost a lot more. And then the faster cargo pod doesn't seem to be any faster. It just handles twice the standard. So interesting name. Maybe I would have liked to have seen like large cargo pod and then larger cargo pod. Maybe it's a work in progress. I don't know. Either way, though, we're just going to choose the standard anyway. And then it's better, of course, to fill it up because you pay this fee regardless of how much is in there. So it's better to fill that up if you can. I think maybe since silicon's price is a little high too, relative to its normal market price, I can probably put in, maybe like 90 units of silicon there as well. We actually have 14 titanium plates. We're probably going to use those, but But since we're making our own now, we could also, fill this with there. It's 10 tons per unit. So we could maybe add, let's say 5, 6. Let's go like 10 titanium plates, and maybe not that many. Let's do 5, just to add a little bit extra money to this deal. And I don't really think we should sell steel. That's too valuable for me right now. Smart concrete, absolutely too valuable for me right now. We don't have any of these resources, so we're gonna send a third full, and we're gonna end up with a profit of 24,559. Now all of the drones will now spring to life to deliver those resources to this vessel that just landed, and they kind of prioritize that above everything else from my experience. So we'll probably see them doing that. This needs to be on titanium oxide. There we go. And now we will see titanium oxide being kicked out of here and delivered much faster, I would hope. Yeah, much faster than before. And we can really start making this stuff a lot better. Now I'll keep an eye on this. So far it's operating at 100% efficiency. So great. This over here, obviously not very efficient. And then this right here is still at 100%. It's actually slowly filling up. So getting a single regolith refinery upgrade would actually be a good thing, because it is starting to slowly fill up, and then eventually this is going to slow down. We could also get a second one as well, which is not a bad idea if we want to make additional steel. And of course, why wouldn't we want to make additional steel? If we're making a lot of steel, then we could, at that point, I suppose we could afford to sell it, right? There we go. We're now making our own titanium plates as well. Very nice. Got a couple drillers that are doing nothing. So why don't we just go ahead and... How much do we got? We could... I think we need to drill more. We don't have enough. Let's open this up a little bit more on... I want to access that iron. That water's pretty good. Tell me what is... Remind me what's over here again. Is there anything over here? Absolutely Jack nothing. Jack Squat is over here, right? His name is Jack Squat. We'll go maybe this way. What's over here? Is there anything over there that I should know about? On that side? Okay, there's a little bit more on that side. Maybe we'll scan it again. We're getting we're kind of in the early morning here, so we have plenty of power. Let's see what's over there on that side. Okay, a little bit more water. Give me that way. I know it's a narrow cone now, but we can get out there a lot further. Still nothing. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter where we're doing it then. So I guess we'll take this part here with the aluminum. We'll go ahead and make a path for that so we can get access to it. And then I guess we'll cut our way over to the other silicon deposit too, maybe. Water, iron being right here. We actually should be able to do the harder rock stuff pretty soon. So we can also mark this area to excavate as well. I think that's probably a good idea. We'll go ahead and get that going, and then this going as well. Because eventually we're going to be able to do this stuff. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then let's make sure that that deposit is wide open, because we can just add this really easily by bringing iron directly onto this belt. Or we really don't even need to direct it onto the belt. We could put a bulk storage like this. You could put a bulk storage right here and just have this one go one way and this one go into the other side. That way it's always in bulk storage. I think I do want another single regolith refinery here. Because again, you can see it's filling up. And we could definitely operate these faster, right? These things here, they don't... I don't think they... Yeah, they're sitting around doing a whole bunch of nothing. So average efficiency here is 57%. If it's near 50%, we could, double it to get it to 100. I like that. So let's go ahead and get a single regolith refinery. And we want to line it up so that the slag all goes from one side to the other. So you can see how that's all lined up right there. Okay. And then the belt will go like this, like that. And then this will go out like this. I would normally pop it right there, but I think instead I'm just going to go like this. It's fine. Okay. And then we'll have that hooked up to power as well, like so. All right, and that will get us twice as much iron oxide going through here. And then the slag will all be funneled directly this way. So now we'll see slag exit this machine and pop into the storage of this machine. There we go. Now in the future, right, we want to start processing smart concrete from slag instead of just this regolith. And so We'll be tearing this out, moving it somewhere else, and then the smart concrete operation will go right in the middle here, so that all of these processing, all the processing for this can all funnel it into the center, so that we can process smart concrete there. And or it'll just all be ripped out. We'll have different rows of stuff because of the multi-regolith, machine. So, okay, smart concrete factory is done in 10 days, and then yeah, pretty much everything that needs green. We'll just pop this ahead of the extended trading license. Right? We want everything else to go ahead of that because we don't really need it right now. All right. How do we do on the trade? We're at 42 grand now. That's not bad. That's pretty good. The truck, you can go back to the map, please. We're going to have the expedition center pretty soon over on this side. So seems to me, power-wise, we're looking pretty solid, but we could always prepare for more. And that means more batteries for now. So I'm going to say we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 additional batteries on this side, and then let's make sure we hook all of that up to the power grid as we do like this. You are on the wrong side. I can fix that right now. Let's go ahead and put you like this, like that, and then we'll just hook you up like so. And then maybe we hook some extra batteries up just because. So maybe we take this power and bring it to another pole that's sitting like maybe right here. And then this goes in. And then you can connect, I don't know, to here or something. Just like, I don't know. I don't know if it really matters. I think there was a theory during the demo at some point where people thought maybe there was a capacity limit to wires. And so having multiple connections was a good idea. I don't know if that's true. If there's unlimited transmission through a line, let me know. I'd love to know that, but I really don't see any documentation that disputes any case one way or the other. So maybe some science, maybe there's some people out there who can science that for me. That'd be great. All right, cool. So we now have a lot higher capacity for the output, and we are ready to rock and roll for a long time with power. Very good. Actually, let's check really quick. My rover, what are you doing right now? You're not doing anything. Let's send you on another expedition to this unknown outpost. We're going to send you over there. Now, again, I can't send to these, factions of hope. Ooh. I can do this one. This doesn't require an expedition center. Interesting. All right, cool. We can bring back titanium plates. 25 components is huge. Control unit, not sure what we need that for. Probably the CPU stuff. And then there's nanotubes. So obviously we want to fill the truck. Send. Very nice. I thought you would need an expedition for that, but I guess only certain ones you need it for. Perhaps ones that involve taking resources to a location. Picking things up doesn't require one, but dropping things or picking things up, dropping things off does. Maybe that's how that works. No, either way, everything that's happening up here is just fine. Okay, so how we doing here? Is everything good? We doing everything okay? Obviously, I would love to have more production here for sure. And so I think maybe, yeah, like having 2 smelting furnaces, maybe have one of the smelting furnaces get split, the other one goes directly into storage. Could maybe make that happen. I could obviously expand this, but I don't think it would matter. Yeah, maybe. Average and efficiency already is on this is 93%. It's kind of whatever, right? Now we're up to 87 on each of these. 90. That's much better, isn't it? Yeah. Much, much better. And our building's coming along over here just fine. So the next thing here is, right, we need to prepare for life support resources and stuff here. So I'm going to go in and we're going to get the ice melter. Now, the ice melter is something that goes on the wall, and it kind of depends on where our ice extractor is. So right here is where I would probably want the ice extractor. And I would have the slag go the opposite direction, I think. So I would put the ice extractor right here. I think is a good spot for that, right there. That's going to pull the ice out of the ground there, of course, and it sends it this direction. So we can now have the ice melter. We could just put it right here, like right next to it. Very short belt. It doesn't sit on the belt at all. I think I'd like that. But let's leave a little bit of space in case the drones need to get around that, I don't think it needs to be super tight against that. So let's go maybe here with it. Right? And then the belt just takes that ice from here and sticks it in there. And now we can melt ice. Very nice. Okay, and then for storages, do we have a place to put it? Water tank. Very good. So water tanks, we can store one here and here. And then we also have room for it on this side for 3 of them on this side. And then I think there are bigger tanks. Yep, there are. Just need more research. We also need oxygen receivers. Let's take a look at oxygen here, probably in the social tree. This is oxygen facilities. Doesn't say how big the unit is. Kind of forget how big it is, so we'll have to take a look at that. And then there's the big water tank here if we want to store more water in the tank instead, which might be good. Just to have one tank instead of having 2 smaller ones or 3 smaller ones. We just need to get one of these projects cleared. So as soon as smart concrete is done, oxygen facilities will get done very quickly because it's just the orange. Yep, that's being worked on right now. And then multi-regolith is going to be done pretty soon too. All right, very good. We need to add something else to the schedule. Let's put big water tank on here too. And we'll, again, shift that above the extended trading license. And I think probably above the expedition center too. Expedition center really doesn't need a whole lot of orange. So we'll let that be. That's fine. Okay, so for life support, we now have the electrolysis plant. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. If I put that over here, then the tanks would have to go on this side. I think I'd like the water tank in the back. So maybe I'll put the electrolysis thing here. That's interesting, right? I don't think it matters if it's right up against the wall. At least I hope it doesn't. And then the final thing we're also going to need, I don't know if I have this, high voltage. Yeah, electric board right here. Device for connecting wires and power transmission to the living quarters. So we mount this on an external wall, and I'm just going to place this in the corner right here. And then we're going to want one of these poles. It doesn't matter which. I guess we'll do it here. Ooh, I can just connect it direct. Put an extra pole. Extra pole is probably better here. We'll put it right. I don't really want it to be in the way of a future belt, though. We'll put it right there. It's fine. Extra connection point isn't going to hurt anybody. And now we can get everything connected to that. We also want this to go back this way too, don't we? Oops, that's not what I want. Get rid of that. Right here from this one all the way over next to there. Yep, and then from there goes to there. Okay, so they'll get that stuff built now too. So we're half done with this structure. And in the demo, what it appeared to be, in the demo anyway, is that if they had literally anything else to do, they would prioritize this building dead last in their priorities. It seems like maybe that is not the case for this new one. So long as you have smart concrete delivered. The thing that's really odd about this, and I was actually having a problem in my testing, the thing that's odd about this one is that no matter where you hover, it shows you that it just needs 1 and 1, and it's green, signifying that it's already been delivered. But it hasn't been. This is just iron delivery. The smart concrete has not been delivered here. So if I take a look over here, there's only 1 smart concrete left. We don't have enough concrete. And so that's why they're not building this stuff. They've delivered the iron, but not the concrete. And every time they get concrete, they bring it over and they immediately build the thing that had the concrete delivered. Oh. Fraction of hope. During the investigation, the bodies of 2 deceased workers from this module were found. They did not survive the fall. The module itself is of great interest for research. In addition to containing valuable equipment, its construction and materials were robust enough to withstand a fall from orbit. Studying the wreckage will help advance our research. We get green and orange science for 20 days. Okay. So let's real quick go over here. We're getting a lot of science from this, aren't we? Yeah. 60 from there and another 60 on green. Very nice. Cool. Actually, do we have a spot? We do have a spot available down there. Let's get the... I don't need... farming and cooking technologies. Let's put that on there. And then make sure that is also ahead of the market as well. We want to be able to do that too. Okay. So yeah, build a room is the current thing. That's what we're working on right now. And then this thing apparently doesn't have enough power? Really? Oh, the pole's not done. Let's make sure they build the poles here because we can get started working on that ice like right now. Although it's not really a necessary thing to get started on the ice right now, is it? Yeah, whatever. 90 ice will just be sitting in here, and then maybe we'll have, there we go. Yeah. No? Still not connected? You sure? Are you sure? Oh, Oh, you know what? We probably don't have the output. That's not true. That says 170 output capacity. I thought we had in the 200s. Well, I guess some of the batteries are depleted, right? That's what happens. When some of your batteries are depleted, and you lose the output capacity. So we're not as good on power as I thought I was. But then again, I also did just add a bunch of things. So multi-regolith refinery is done. We'll take a look at that. But in the meantime, I think maybe we get hard rock drilling. Put that on there, and then again, put it ahead of the market. Okay, then. So, I mean, it's not a huge deal, right? We have no power connection here, it says. I don't think that's actually accurate. Because you're in a room with the power connected right there. So I think what this is that the room that this is in is not completed, therefore it's not powered. But I think once they finish the room, this electrolysis plant will have power. I think that's how it works because it's not on the wall. This one's on the wall, so it gets its power from an external source, like out here. I believe that's how that works. That's why it's operating right now. But this one is internal, so it gets powered by the facility itself, and as a result, it has to wait for the room to be done. So yeah. As far as smart concrete goes, though, I mean, I might just buy it from the market. We have the ability to just do that, right? So maybe we come in. Concrete price is looking pretty fair for what we need. It is a little higher than usual, but at its absolute lowest in this chart anyway, about 35, and currently it's at 45. At its peak, it's up to 49. So it's not super cheap. But if I bought like 70 units of it, we would just complete this, complete this building, right? I don't think I'm in a hurry though. Yeah, I'm not really in a hurry though, So I guess we'll just wait on it. It's fine. Like we can just steadily make it for free. Why spend the money on it, right? I suppose that's fine. And then, of course, we probably don't have enough drillers to even get the regolith. So maybe we'll add another couple of drillers here too. Yeah, a lot of power is starting to shut down. Our capacity is still pretty bad, but we're almost at daytime, so it's fine.
Looks like you haven't built a living quarters or made a backup plan yet.
Hi.
It's a good thing I'm still in charge of the rescue operation, Director.
Sure.
We estimate that the Hope 2 survivors will land in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't prepare to accommodate the crew by that time, people could die.
I'm working on it.
You can try sending parts to the station, which might delay the impact and increase the probability of success of the operation by 31%.
Well, I mean, I was just about to do that.
We'll get you all the data and research you need.
So we'll send the materials to send it to the station. Oh, I see. This is sending things to Hope 2 to give me more than 90 days. So I'm going to have to come up with resources. I don't know which resources those are. It doesn't tell me which ones. So for all I know, I need a bunch of components, which are not going to happen. Or we complete the construction in time. We just say, hey, we'll have it done in 90 days, dude. I think we'll have it done in 90 days, dude. I'm willing to just I'm going to roll the dice on this.
Do whatever you want, but get the crew of Hope 2 back to your base.
I will.
And if human lives aren't enough of a motivator for you, remember, your company depends on CRUST.
Oh, he's whipping out the threats now, huh? All right.
You're playing with fire, Director. Well then, let's do the impossible without anyone else's help.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, I mean, I was about to do this, and I was like, yeah, we're not in a hurry, no big deal. Well, we'll do it anyway. So smart concrete, let's go ahead and deliver 100 units of this. We'll pay for it. We'll just buy it on the market. That's fine. And let's go ahead and have it delivered right here next to the door. And the drones will now have the smart concrete necessary to deliver that to here and finish this building. So let's go ahead and pull all of the driller bots in to get them converted again so that they can haul this stuff over here. And you can see as the concrete gets delivered, they will build this. So they're all just waiting for concrete basically in this entire building. Okay, so do we have big water tank? That's done in 3 days. I want to put the big water tank right here. We need water storage. As you can see, there's lots of water ice here, but we need water storage in order to facilitate this as well. And maybe, because I don't know what's that going to cost me? Big water. Titanium plates. Okay, now this is capacity for 25. This is capacity for 50. So it's double capacity, but this also requires a compute unit. This does not. That's interesting. It costs exactly double the resources, but requires a compute unit. I think for now I'm fine with just a single tank right here. Yeah, we can handle just a single tank right here. So let's get that built. We'll put it as a higher priority. We'll get this built so that we can at least start storing some of that water, and we can yeah, we'll go from there. Are we out of iron too? We are out of iron as well. Interesting. All right, how about we drop the resources off this belt? There we go. And now they should be able to take it off this belt and deliver it where it needs to go as well. There we go. Anybody want to come over here and get this stuff? Drones? You got iron right here on the ground. Feel free to, you know, feel free to come over here and get it whenever you want. 87 days left. Man, it's already been 3 days. Wow. Might be running out of time here. All right. Drone is on its way to its destination. It probably had its battery die, so it had to stop and charge for a little bit. That's fine. And the truck is over here with all these wonderful resources. Bring them back to base, please. Okay. So that takes care, as far as I'm concerned anyway, that takes care of video number 2. I hope you guys have enjoyed that. We are going to have a room. I think, anyway, we will have a room. You know, when we come back for the next one, we'll finally have the rest of the stuff done. We do, of course, need to build things like the oxygen is here, but I think we actually have to store the oxygen now. Yeah, oxygen receiver. High strength tank for storing compressed oxygen and high pressure. So you have to store this, which, I mean, it makes sense to just place this, I guess, near the door or over here in some capacity. Actually, it might have made more sense to put that here and then put the tank over here. We're going to have a big tank here, so that's fine. I think for now, we'll just store the oxygen in a spot like right here. That seems fine. So we'll be able to store oxygen. We'll be able to store water eventually, I guess. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on here. Yeah, it's not going to deposit the water in the tank. And I think, again, I think the room has to be completed in order for that process to happen. Because these are internal buildings, they're not functioning until the room is done. So we'll see that if that's the case in the next video, okay? Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.